heat. A commission poll has seen, a commission poll rather, a brand new poll numbers are out against one senator. Let's talk about it. According to Politico, MAGA loyalists have put Senator John Cornyn's reelection campaign in a Texas-sized hole. An early May poll commissioned by the American Opportunity Alliance, a major conservative funding group linked to mega donor Paul Cite, shows the Texas Republican down 17 points in a head-to-head primary matchup with State Attorney General Ken Paxton. Below the top line of Paxton's 52% to 35% advantage, the poll found a clear divide between those voters who were defined as Trump voters and those who were traditional Republicans. In the former category, which made up of 58% of the electorate, Paxton had a 45% point lead. Among the latter, who made up only 35% of voters, Cornyn had a 27 poll lead. The findings reflect an increasingly prominent divide among Republican primary voters in Texas, where an insurgent hard-right faction has been steadily gaining ground in recent years while ousting more traditional GOP elected officials. Paxton, who has faced federal investigation and impeachment, has long been a darling of right-wingers in Texas, while Cornyn, first elected to the Senate in 2002, is considered a pillar of the establishment GOP. That's the problem right there. Just because a person has been investigated, and Trump was impeached twice, so that doesn't mean anything. He was still elected president, wasn't he? In a speculative three-way race with GOP Representative Wesley Hunt, who is exploring a bid, the margin barely narrowed, with the Cornyn trailing Paxton, 43% to 27%, with Hunt receiving 14%. There was some good news for the incumbent in the poll. Despite trailing Paxton significantly, he is still viewed favorably by the Republican primary electorate in the Lone Star State, just not as favorably as the state attorney general. Well, polls don't really mean anything, do they? Because the polls had Harris beating Trump, but she didn't win. So I put no faith in polls. Polls mean nothing. It's just some money grab for people to make money. They just sit around and they talk and they blabber, and they don't really come to any conclusions. People vote their minds. They vote their conscience. They don't do what posters say. And when people go to the polls, especially this time, when people go to the polls, what's going to be on their mind? Not immigration, the economy. The economy is going to be on their minds. Is immigration important? Yes. The borders have to be secured? Yes. But when people are hurting, when people are starving, when people are being fired, when the prices of eggs and bacon and whatever it is that people buy is continually going up, and when stores are closing in their neighborhoods, and people can't pay their mortgage, they can't pay their gas, they can't pay their electric, their houses are in foreclosure, they get angry. And it's still about the economy. I don't care how they try to spin it, how they try to lie about it, it's about the economy. The midterm elections is going to be about the economy. It's going to be a vote against what people don't like what's going on in this nation. That's the bottom line. When people are starving, when people are getting evicted, when people are hungry, they're going to voice their opinion. And how do people voice their opinions? At the voting booth. That's how they do it. Around the country, they're going to come out. This is not a black and white thing. This is a green thing. This is about money now. People will start acting funny when you mess with their money. Let me say that again. People start acting funny when you mess with their money. They just want to see things run smooth in the nation. And I'm going to tell you something that's shocking. Are you listening? Do I have attention? Personally, I think people have a right to believe the way they want to believe. They got a right to vote for whoever they want to vote for. They got a right to have whatever kind of flag they want to have. That's not an issue with me. And I'm going to tell you something else. I'm all for segregation. I refuse to live where I'm not invited. I don't care. Because segregation during the time of Jim Crow, the black community flourished. Desegregation destroyed the economic power in the black community. Because during segregation, black people were forced to work together. They were forced to bond together. They were forced to put their money together to make things happen in their local communities. And as soon as desegregation came, campaigns started popping up everywhere. For what? For the new type of shopper, the new type of buyer. If you don't believe me, go to YouTube and look it up. They made a whole 1 hour video about it, about the new buyer, the new shopper. Listen, greeneconomics is all I'm concerned about. Greeneconomics, because greeneconomics equals good economics. Good economics equals good moneynomics. Moneynomics brings peace to a family. And if you don't think I know what I'm talking about, that things get worse in this nation, and you're going to see the divorce rate go up like it's never gone up before. Because people don't like to struggle. Never surrender. Never quit.